Okay, hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the time of day that you are watching this video. This is Celestial coming to you, sharing with you my time as other people are doing, just as I am doing. We are not attorneys. We are one of the people. We have all political power over our governments, and we have the right to help each other know what the true law is. And we have the right to do this, to help each other, so that when we do things knowing that we are doing things lawfully, correctly, and it is good. And it is good to know the rules of the game, all right? This life is not a game, but for our purposes of understanding how to win, let's look at it for a moment as though it is a game. And we have to know the rules of how to play this game, what to do, what not to do, who can do what, who cannot do what. You have to know. If you don't know the rules, you're going to lose. I have a little chess game here to remind you, if you don't know the rules of how to play this chess, you're going to lose. It's hard enough as it is trying to win when you know the rules, right? But at least you know if your opponent is doing the right thing at the right time. And if not, you can call it out. The same with life here in America. We do not have a king or queen or monarch or tyrant, right? We're not supposed to. We are the rulers. We are the leaders. We the people are the bosses, the owners of this government, of all governments. We created the constitutions, which are the contracts that these indentured servants swear or affirm to obey, to defend our constitutions, which have our bills of rights and declarations of rights written in them, describing them so that they know what to do, how to do their work without infringing on any one of our rights, no matter how small they think those rights are. They're a big deal to us. Happiness is one of our rights. We have the right to be happy, pursue our own happiness, do whatever in the sunshiny day we want, whatever we want to do in the night, whatever we want to do, so long as we do not harm another human. We can do anything we want to. We are free. We only answer to God. That is who we answer to. And we made sure, our founding fathers made sure for us to write this into the contract and make them take their oath and subscribe their oath before allowing them, permitting them to take a seat of office. And we're going to talk about the danger of maladministration, what that is, the rules of the game. Learn these rules, please, because we are going to win. We are winning. We are taking our country back. Remember what I said. There are good indentured servants, government workers, employees, trustees, our agents. There are some good ones, and there are some bad ones, some that are not good, some that are unfaithful, because they are required to be faithful and do everything faithfully. And remember, in our contract, we write things that are mandatory and that are prohibitory, and they must know what those things are so they can stay in their right, proper lane and do their work that we hired them to do, and not something else, not anything else we did not hire them to do. Because then if they do something that we did not hire them to do, then they're acting outside of granted authority and they are in trouble. They are unfaithful and they can be corrected. This contract has the word treason in it. Look it up, what this treason means, so that you know. Other contracts don't have that. This one does. So, video number 4, the danger of maladministration. All right, let's look at West Virginia State Constitution, Article 3, text of Section 3, rights reserved to the people. And you can find this. I have right here a link. You can click on it. You can find your constitutions. Let's see if I have it here. West Virginia. Where's my little West Virginia here? Is this it? This is 13. Let's look at it to see. Oh, look at this moving by itself. Why is it moving by itself? Notice I'm not touching it? What the heck? I'm not even touching it. All right. What in the world? My computer is doing its own thing. I wonder why that is. Okay, so I'll look for it right here. Punch it in. Okay, here's West Virginia, and it says to go to Article 3. Let's see, and it says to go to Text 3. All right. So, you can see the words are here. This is Ballotpedia. This is not my website. These people here, Ballotpedia, they have every single one of our constitutions written down, and you can go there and look at all of them. You can also go directly to the websites of our government. They're supposed to have them there, available and easy to find. So go look there, go look here, and compare to see if anyone messes up and writes the wrong thing. Okay, so I copied that down, and I have it here for you so we can look at it. So now, it says here, government is instituted for the common benefit, protection, and security of the people. It's not for the benefit, protection, and security of the government workers. It's not the benefit, protection, and security of other countries, of people of other countries. That is not the contract. And they can have a big old heart, a big happy heart, and they may want to do a lot of good things for other countries. They can want to do a lot of good things for other people. They do not have a contract with the other people. And if they do, and they have this contract, they're in trouble, because this is the one they are to respect, to honor, to uphold, to support, to defend. Okay? And this one has the word treason in it. So when they run around with their palpitating hearts and their wonderful happy consciences, they want to do everything for the rest of the world, and they forget about the people of that they are to serve. We are the owners of this government, of all the governments of the United States of America. We pay their bills. We pay their salaries, whatever their paychecks. The money comes from us. Our founding fathers wrote this for us. Our founding fathers did not want their children, when they would grow up and have children of their own and go on and on, generation after generation, and their friends and whoever they bring along, they did not want them to be under the tyranny of either a group of people or anyone at all, including our own hired help. That is why when they wrote these constitutions, they wrote carefully to make sure that it was clear to our indentured servants, our hired help, that we are the ones they are to protect. We are the ones they are to totally keep safe, defend, right? It's in the contract. Okay, let's read it. The government is instituted for the common benefit, protection, and security of the people, nation, or community, of all its various forms, that is the best, which is capable of producing the greatest degree of happiness and safety. The greatest degree of happiness and safety? For who? For who? Oh, of the people. For the people, right? This is why they get paid. For the benefit of the people. If you go to a hotel and you pay to stay in the hotel, and it's a nice, wonderful resort, saved your money, you went there, and they're supposed to treat you with a smile, or you'll never go back there. They're supposed to make sure your room is clean, or you will never go back there. You'll tell the management will fire them, because if they don't keep the room clean, if they're not polite to you, if they don't make sure to do everything that they're supposed to do to keep you happy, you will not go back, and they will lose their business, right? The same thing. We hired them to do this work for us. If we don't like what they are doing, if they are not treating us nicely, they're not smiling, they're not respecting and defending, actively, courageously, dutifully, faithfully defending our rights. Yes, I have the microphone on. I have to check because sometimes I can do this and not turn it on. All right. So, they're supposed, look at this. They wrote our happiness. If there's any doubt of all our other rights, my gosh, this happiness word includes them all, doesn't it? Because if I am unhappy if they force me to do something I don't want to do, I am unhappy. So already this covers everything. Everything. This beautiful word, happiness. I am unhappy if they don't defend my other rights. They already mess up if I'm not happy. You see that? If I'm not safe, I'm unhappy if I'm not safe. I'm unhappy if they fail to do their work and stay in their work. Remember I said, if you're the owner of the store, the supermarket, you don't want the butcher to do other jobs other than what he's hired to do. That would make you unhappy as the owner. And you're the owner of this government, and you're the owner of these constitutions because we the people created them. We got together and we thought of the idea to do it, and we did it. And we did it to benefit us and not to benefit the workers. Yes, we give them pay, and they made sure that they started to have more and more and more pay raises and vacations here and there, and pay for my gas here and pay for my water, my lemon water, and all of these benefits. Oh, I want an exercise room. Oh, I want a lounge to relax. I want this and that. They began to add, those naughty ones, the disrespectful ones, the unfaithful ones, begin to add things to that. Well, wow. That doesn't make me happy when they use my money and abuse my money and then need to have more of my money in order to pay for things that I didn't want them to have. They did it. Well, my parents were busy not paying attention. The other indentured servants started doing little rules here and there to make things better for themselves, and they forgot to do the rules to make things better for the people, right? So we hire them to do an exact number of things only, and then we let them borrow our power that it still originates with us, it's still vested in us, it's still stuck to us like our skin is stuck to us. We let them borrow that specific power to do that specific job. And if they do something else, they're not doing it with granted authority, okay? So, and is, now right here, I'm going to continue, of all its various forms, that is the best, which is capable of producing the greatest degree of happiness and safety, and is most effectually secured against the danger of maladministration. You mean they don't have to actually do maladministration? We're going to look at the definition of the word maladministration in a moment. But if they do this maladministration, whatever this means, right? Mal is bad, administration, you can guess what that is. If there's a danger that they do bad administration, the danger of it, not that they're actually doing it, but you think, oh my gosh, they're about to do bad administration, maladministration, then I don't want them to do that. I want them to stop. I can write them a notice and they must stop. If they don't stop, they can have consequences, right? It says, and when any government shall be found inadequate, if we find that our government is inadequate, or if we find that our government is contrary to these purposes, the purposes of making us have the highest degree of happiness and the highest degree of safety, right? If they're contrary to this, if you're really unhappy with all that's going on because you get your toes stepped on, your rights are infringed, or your individual rights are infringed, trespassed, trampled on, diminished, removed, hidden, right? Tricked away. They're not gone from you, but you think they're gone because they tricked you to believe that they're gone. If they do that, that's maladministration. Okay? And so when we find that they're inadequate, or there's a danger of maladministration, or it's contrary to these purposes, a majority of the community has an indubitable, inalienable, and indefeasible right to reform, alter, or abolish it in such manner as shall be judged most conducive to the public weal. We can decide how to do it. We are the bosses. If our workers in the supermarket don't behave themselves, we can change things around, we can change it, modify our market, our procedures. We can have a meeting and get things done. If we see that it's salvageable, we can go ahead and make small adjustments, correct it, just make those small adjustments. But if we see that it's really gone bonkers, they don't even want to do what we're telling them to do. They don't even want to make us happy. They're not even trying. They don't even show up. They're still, instead of listening to us, they're looking at their cell phones. Wow. Okay, then I would at that point, owner of the supermarket, I would fire them. They're not even trying to work with us. We have the right to change it, alter it, reform it, modify it, or abolish it. Say, I want every single one of these workers gone. I'm going to start fresh. I'm going to hire new people. These are too far gone. They don't want to listen. They're not even trying to listen. I have a right. It's my money. No one can force me to pay workers that are not doing what I want them to do, because I could lose my supermarket, right? We can lose everything we have here if these government workers, the ones that are doing bad, not the good ones, there are good ones, but I'm talking about the bad ones. If the bad ones don't stop the error of their ways and listen to us and go back to making sure that they are not infringing upon our rights, they better go over there and read the constitutions, all of the 51 constitutions, and every single one of the bills of rights and declarations of rights, to make sure they're not infringing on any one of our rights. That is, if they are faithful, they will do that. If they're not faithful, they won't even try to learn. They won't even try to inform themselves. All right? So, if we decide we don't want it anymore, we can get rid of it. All right, let's look at the word administration. Administration, this is from Black's Law 5th. Management or conduct of an office or employment. The performance of the executive duties of an institution, business, or the like. So it's some sort of management or conduct of an office or employment. That's administration. If we say we hire them to work on commerce, for example, between this country and another country, between this country and Spain, this country and Europe, wherever, Scotland, whatever country, we hire them to do commerce and make sure everything's done properly. They're to administer, they're to manage. They're to obey us in that and do it for our benefit. Don't do it for their benefit. Always do it for our benefit. Right? That's the contract. We pay them. Now, if they want to do and work for the other country and make them have the benefit, then they should stop working for us and resign and go work for them. But if they're getting our pay, they're getting money from us. They're being paid by us. And they're still under contract and they haven't resigned from their seat of office, they need to do everything for us, not for anyone else, not for the people of another country, not give the jobs that belong to our children here to other countries. That doesn't benefit me. That doesn't make me happy. Does it make you happy if your child, if you guys worked hard to get them educated and they're giving that job to someone else in another country? Then they should work for them, right? And stop working for us. Resign. All right. They're supposed to, that's administration, doing the work that they're supposed to do. Now, the word This is also from Black's Law Fifth. Mal, it's a prefix, and it means bad, wrong, fraudulent. As maladministration. See that? Malpractice. Ooh, I've heard this used for attorneys. When the attorneys malpractice, you know, they're supposed to, you pay them like $400 an hour, for example, and you pay them all this money to defend your rights, and they don't use the Constitution that gives us the highest rights, that protects us the highest way, because that is uninfringible, unremovable. And it is clear what our rights are in the constitutions, in the Bills of Rights, and Constitution, in the Declarations of Rights. And yet, I ask you, please ask them if they're going to defend you with the highest law. If they're going to ask you to pay them $400 an hour, for example, shouldn't they do that? Shouldn't they do that? Why don't they want to do that? Ask them that. That's where I heard the word malpractice. It also means malversation. Okay? So anyway, M-A-L, it means bad. It's easy just to remember to simplify the word, and it'll be easy for you. It's bad. Bad administration. That's it. Mala, it's bad. And not only bad, if you really want to think about it, it's evil. Because if you pay them to defend your rights and say, for example, you have the right to be happy, and you have the right to have your doggy, right? Because your doggy doesn't care how you look. Your doggy doesn't care if you smell good or not. The doggy doesn't care if you're not dressed properly. They love you. Your dog loves you, right? You have a little loving dog, and say you don't have enough money to pay the license. They began to require that you have to have a license for your doggy. Can you find out, ask them this, is that in the Constitution? Are you allowed to force me to have a license for my property? Your dog is your property. Your animals are your property. Your money is your property. Your land, your houses, anything that you own, that's your property. Now, are they working for your benefit if they force you to pay to have your doggy? Does that help you? Does that benefit you? Don't you feel like you have a right to have your doggy if you doggone feel like having your doggy, right? It makes you happy. You come home, he wags his tail, licks your hand, right? Keeps you company. But why are they requiring licenses? Ask them if that is in the Constitution, then okay. If it is not, then where did they get that idea that would help us, to force us to pay our money if we don't have a lot of money and we have to get a big chunk of it to keep our dog every year, right? Where'd they get that idea? Who created or who wrote that up? Did they have the authority by us, by we the people, to do that to us? They're supposed to benefit us. I don't see how that benefits us. If someone wants to pay their license to have a dog, and they want to do that, go for it. But if all of you do not want to, why are you forced to do it? Just ask yourself that. Why are you forced to pay a license if you don't want to? Why? Why can they tell you to do this and to do that? Can they tell you to do this or do that? If you're the boss, you're the owner, you're supposed to be the one that they are. Look at this. You're the greatest degree of happiness and safety. And they better do that. That's why the government was instituted. Who instituted it? We covered that. Who instituted it? We covered every preamble that I found. It said, we the people. We the people wrote the terms. The government didn't exist until we wrote the terms, and not even yet until some people wanted to become indentured servants and serve us. Then everything got into place, and then the government was there, right? First, it was our idea to create it, our founding fathers, and they made sure to say, and it better be like this even for our posterity. Our posterity, that's us. Hi, posterity, hi out there. I'm a posterity too. I'm the one that they're supposed to smile at. I'm the one that they're supposed to be nice to. So are you. If you're one of the people, so are you. They have to treat you nicely, or you might fire them, right? Okay. So, now we know what this means, and let's look at Maladministration, this is also Black's Law 5th. This term is used interchangeably with misadministration. And both words mean wrong administration. See that? It's wrong, it's bad, it's evil. Oh, you want to be evil. Can't do it. I won't let you be evil. It doesn't benefit me that you be evil. Look, if you want to be evil to yourself and do whatever you want to yourself, go for it. But don't be evil to me, right? We don't want them to be evil to us, to be bad to us, right? We don't want that. All right then, there it is. That's maladministration. And remember, they don't have to actually do maladministration. There just has to be a danger of maladministration. Danger, Will Robinson, danger, danger. They're about to harm you. Oh, you're fired. Get out of there. We don't like you. You don't know how to read that we have rights that you're supposed to defend at all times. Then you need to go work somewhere else, because we need someone who takes this seriously and really loves us. I mean, really loves us. Every time they see us, they treat us like VIP. They want our autograph. They want to take a picture with us. They're so happy to serve us. We are the movie stars like that. We're the ones they want to be photographed with. We're the famous, one of the people. Okay? That's how they should treat us. The greatest degree of happiness and safety. But instead, I've been noticing, I don't know what you've been noticing, they don't treat us very well. They make it hard to understand what they're doing. They hide their emails, for example. They're supposed to be accountable to us, and yet they hide their emails. How can they stay accountable to us if they hide their emails? We can't communicate. Yes, they didn't have emails before, but now we do. And it says they are to be accountable to us at all times. And if that's a way to keep them accountable, by us being able to communicate with them via email, via mail, via phone, via whatever, then if they don't like it, they shouldn't work there. If they want our money and they want to work for us and be our indentured servants, that's what it takes. You're going to have to show your email and receive those emails, or else how can we keep you accountable? It doesn't make sense, does it? All right. Remember, we set the terms. We're the bosses. Now, I was trying to find out for you, show you the word indubitable, inalienable, indefeasible, right? Indubitable. So I couldn't find, in the Black's Law Dictionary, I found indubitable proof, but it wasn't isolated, the word indubitable by itself. Then I found indubio, to see if that's related to it. Well, indubio means this: in doubt, in a state of uncertainty, or in a doubtful case. That's indubio, and it's Latin. And oh my gosh, they don't teach us Latin. I wonder why they don't, teach us Latin, and yet they use it. That's one of my pet peeves. Why do they have the secret handshakes? They have the secret language only they understand. Why is that? If there are servants and servers, could you imagine if you're the owner of the supermarket and then the butcher begins to talk another language that you don't understand? There's no way for you to communicate you don't know what he's saying. How can you correct what he's doing or she's doing? How can you explain, lately you've been selling meat that's a little bit too old. It doesn't smell right. Something else. Well, how can you understand? You're the one that's going to lose your job, your business, right? Your market. Why do they invent, and then you find out that, they're using this language with each other, and you don't know it? Well, I don't feel good if they do know your language and they don't want to use that, but they want to use something else. I don't like that. Anyway, so I found indubitable proof. That means evidence which is not only found credible, but is of such weight and directness as to make out the facts alleged beyond a doubt. So I'm getting to understand that the word indubitable means not, right? The prefix in is not dubitable. That means doubt. It's not in doubt. This is our right. See this? We have the unquestionable, undoubtable, inalienable, indefeasible right. In other words, they can't say to us, I don't know that you have that right. I don't think you have that right. It's doubtful that you have that right. Well, no, because it says it's indubitable. Indubitable. And guess what? Inalienable. The in is not the prefix in, and then alienable, that can be taken away, made alien from you, made away from you, right? You can't do that. Indefeasible. You got to look that one up. So we have the right. You have the right. I have the right. Here's indefeasible. That which cannot be defeated, revoked, or made void. They can't tell us you don't have the right to reform, our government, or alter it, or modify it, or abolish it. You don't. It's doubtful you have that right. I don't think you have that right. Well, you may think all you want to. You may wish all you want to. You're the indentured servant. I get to dictate the terms. And here are the terms, that it's indefeasible. That which cannot be defeated. It cannot be revoked. It cannot be made void. I have the right. We the people have the right to modify, change, alter, reform, abolish. We have the right. We have the right. It's indefeasible. Okay. And I think I'm going to leave the video of this part to here, and then I'm going to go ahead and do another video and read to you some provisions that I found that in all 51 constitutions that I think you're going to want to know about, because we're going to read the rules of the game. We're going to understand who can do what, who cannot do what. Okay? Who has the powers, who doesn't have the powers. And in this game, guess what? In this game, like we're pretending it's a game, right? We're looking at it as though it's a game, right? To understand it. We the people have all the power. All the power. And the ones where we're playing with, they're the indentured servants. And guess what? They don't have a single drop of power, because nothing comes from them. It is all borrowed from us, and we could turn it off. We can turn those drops of power off. We turn off the faucet, they have no more power. It all originates from us. We are the fountain of that power. It comes from us. Squirt, squirt, it comes from us. We turn it off, it's gone. That's the game. We started off with the whole power, all the power. That's the game we're playing. And someone switched it around, right? Some group of people, the naughty ones, switched it on us, didn't tell our kids, didn't teach us, right? We didn't know this, that we have all political power, not 99%, not 80, not 50, not 1%. 100% all political power. That's what we have. They have zero power. All that they have is borrowed from us. The power they're using right now, it's borrowed power for the purpose of doing the work. If they're, for example, someone knows how to build, help you build a room addition, but they don't have any tools. You hire them, and all those tools, they're your tools. You can fire them, and they cannot have those tools anymore. That's it. They're borrowed. All right? Trying to give you an idea what that means. Right now, they have borrowed powers from us. The authorities, the granted authorities, they come from us all the time, daily, by second. And if we turn it off, they're out of granted authority. Okay? If they step out of line and do something we don't want them to do, they're doing it on their own, and they're liable for all that they do. All right? They're responsible for that, guys. All right? So now I'm going to go ahead and do the next video that you're going to need to know these provisions. Instead of reading, you can go look at all of them. You must look at all of them. You have to. It's for your own good. But I collected things that are related to each other and put them in a document so that at the same time you can see them and compare them. You see, sometimes if you cannot find your written rights in one constitution, you can go to another one and see how they explain it and see how they're written there, because they all belong to you. No one of the people can be treated less equally in the law than another one. You're born equally free and independent, and you have equal protection to the laws. You have the right to be protected equally by all the laws, and the laws are common law rights. They are written. The common law those are the Bills of Rights and Declarations of Rights. That's the common law, and it's common to all men, not to just a few. To all men have these rights, and they're also found in the maxims of law. Those are our rights too, and they cannot dispute them. That's foundational. Those are foundational things. Okay. So then let me go ahead and turn this off and get on to the next one.